With a voice that carries both the rhythm of poetry and the conviction of purpose, YaNi Davis is a force of creativity, healing, and community transformation. An acclaimed performance artist, author, minister, and clarity coach, she helps people reconnect to their sacred creative flow, empowering them to live authentically, heal boldly, and embrace wholeness. From sharing stages with Janelle Monáe and PJ Morton to founding the Peace Peoples movement, YaNi blends artistry with activism, weaving hip-hop, spirituality, and storytelling into experiences that awaken the soul. A kidney transplant survivor and founder of My Supernatural Life, she champions holistic care for those navigating chronic and mental health conditions, bridging the worlds of wellness, creativity, and justice. Armed with 2 master's degrees, a body of work spanning 8 music albums, and an acting debut in 2024, YaNi is a testament to the power of resilience and imagination. Known affectionately as the Peace Pastor, she continues to inspire audiences worldwide, one word, one beat, and one brave act of love at a time. Hi everybody, welcome back. It's me, Kat, also known as Medicine Woman Kat, and I'm here with YaNi Davis, aka Mirakle the Messenger. And welcome to the Joyful Experience podcast. You could be watching this on YouTube, Spotify, or some other platform. Anyhow, wherever you're coming from, welcome. Thanks for joining us. And this is going to be a really interesting episode. I encourage you to read the caption on the description on this episode so you can see what everything's about. But first, I'm going to, the subject is going to be sort of one that this has come up with earlier, and I would say it was a download because I had some questions saved and then I couldn't find those questions.
Disappeared.
And so this morning was actually better because I was able to tap into some really interesting topics. So let's tell everybody who is YaNi Davis, who is Mirakle the Messenger.
Yeah. Who is YaNi? Well, I guess first and foremost, I'm a messenger, storyteller. Sitting here to share my story of others that I have encountered throughout my life. Doing the work of, just trying to mend hearts and minds and souls while I'm here on the planet. I guess some folks call me a coach, creative, community leader.
Right.
Folks, might call me a poet, prophet, preacher.
There's no box.
Yeah, the peace president.
Yeah.
The peace pastor.
Yeah, there's no box.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I just love people, have a heart for people, their wellness, their wholeness, their happiness. And have been on a mission my entire life, just amplifying folks, lifting them up, encouraging them in a number of ways. Yeah. So.
Yes. Very good. That good work in a very multifaceted way. That's really cool when I see people aligning with their purpose and channeling all their gifts, like showing up with all the stuff, Don't be afraid to shine your light. Your choir was just singing that song, Shine Your Light. Let your light shine. So, everybody, I always say this, you're a vessel for the divine. Everyone is born with these different gifts or talents, and even if you feel you don't have any particular gift or talent, it's of my opinion that we all have source within us. We all have something to offer, and we can all be used if our hearts are willing to serve, and we're coming from the right mindset, the right vibration of love, oneness, peace, authenticity. That's the vibration of the new earth, of the frequency that we want to really tap into and spread this energy.
Yeah.
And that's what I really feel like the second coming is. It's like within us.
Yeah.
You know?
And a lot of people that maybe don't feel like they have a gift for the world or some deep purpose. A lot of times it's been snuffed out of you or stifled out of people. Knocked out of people by words that have been spoken to them and demeaning words that have been spoken to them maybe in childhood. And so they forgot, what that thing is. And a lot of times, I'm a coach, all right, spiritual life coach. So when I work with my clients, oftentimes while we're doing that, like, find the thing work, right? What that thing is that you have to offer the world. I often ask them, when was the first time, you, like, lit up a room? What was that thing you did that lit up the room and then also lit you up? All right, so I have people go way back in time so that we can unearth, all right, what that gift is, what that light factor is, so that they can do what I call and get activated, but it's called peace activation.
Yes.
Yeah, so I've seen it time and time again. People all around the world. I work with hundreds, thousands of people all around the world, and there's always something. And you just got to help people find it, and then you got to help people strategize around it. Yeah.
You have the balance between the dream, the intuition, and you also need that action factor behind it. And that's the balance that actually a lot of people struggle with. Some people have the dream and the vision, but they don't have either the active portion. So they need guidance in how to navigate those things, or vice versa. You're acting, but you have no idea what you're you know what I mean, what you're focusing on. You're all over the place, and you just don't have that that imagination to it. So yeah, we definitely need that balance in those things.
Yeah, I guess so. So all my three-word alliteration situations, but I guess folks will call me, a strategist, a storyteller, and a spiritualist. So that strategy part definitely plays a major role as I'm working with individuals, as I'm working with organizations. I'm a church planter. So even as I planted churches all around the country, that strategy part has played a major role in executing, and seeing these dreams and visions come to life.
Yes.
It's good to be able to see the fruit after, some time, and supporting what I call spiritual entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Not only
I'm
me,
sure
I'm not the only one
listening and watching here.
Yeah, there's plenty. Hi, y'all. What's up?
Yeah.
Let's work.
Yeah.
But I'm not the only person that uses that terminology, but have worked with many, many, many spiritual entrepreneurs to help them just cultivate their ideas, get their ideas together, serve as an accountability partner to help them get their ideas out to the world. So thankful for my Master of Divinity, where, I got to study theology and the history of religion and church leadership and spiritual leadership and all of that, but then felt I needed something else. And so last year finished with the Master of Professional Studies, Business of Art and Design in Entrepreneurship.
Nice.
Yeah, because I just felt like I needed a little more business acumen.
Yeah.
Right? A little bit more of how do we find these funds? What does accounting look like?
The practical part.
Exactly. Yes. So I had that, I had the creativity, the whimsy, the mystery of it all. And then, I had to meet it with a little practicality, a little real-time business acumen, and a little more discipline Ooh.
Yeah, but yeah, the
a little
smart
more discipline. Yeah, so grateful for the classroom, but then also for just being with the people and meeting the people.
Life,
yeah,
experience.
Where they are. My supernatural life.
Yeah,
even
for sure.
Which is my nonprofit that I developed about half a decade ago, all around providing support, holistic care education for folks living with disabilities and their caregivers. Right, so maybe folks might call it chronic conditions, chronic illnesses, and developed that as a result of my mom and I being in Los Angeles. I was diagnosed with kidney failure, end-stage renal disease, and unfortunately Mom and I were navigating in Los Angeles with no support, no help. There were no groups, there was very little access to information and resources.
You're just thugging it out.
Yeah, just thugging it out, figuring it out. Like, okay, we gonna go get some tacos today, and we'll work the rest out, tomorrow. Absolutely. While I was on dialysis treatment about 4 hours, 3 times a week, while trying to pursue that master of divinity.
That's wild.
It was not easy.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
You're a warrior.
Look, tell them. Oh, y'all go check out my YouTube, YaNi Means Peace. Check out that warrior music video. I'm just a warrior walking towards the light. Put me in the ring right now. I'ma be alright. Yeah, so check out that warrior music video and shout out, to all the warriors out there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
The spiritual warriors, the healing warriors, the visionaries, the light workers, the preachers, all the folks out here trying to elevate the planet, right?
Absolutely.
And amplify
all the earth angels that are here.
Earth angels, yes.
Yes.
With all the love and peace and wholeness for the people. Warriors, we out here though.
We out here. Sure. How many of you know a rapping faster? What I love about YaNi is that she's very individual. She's very aware of who she is as a soul, and is here to break things up, is here to represent authentically in her light and in her power and her strength. Her life is a testimony.
Yeah.
And so you're doing a lot of things within the church that are positive. And I had a question that I thought of this morning.
Okay.
And actually, I'm going to pull that up. And this question was actually one, you guys, that I had in my mind since I was a little girl, actually. I was the one in Sunday school that they didn't like to see coming because I had the
same, yeah.
I had the questions and I wanted answers, and a lot of the times answers were not provided. They were skimmed over, dismissed, blanket stated, that's in the Bible, that's the way it is. Or someone's just refusal to answer it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So the question I had, oftentimes I hear people worshiping God, praising God is a part of, it's a process that a lot of people don't really understand what it means, really, like deeply at the esoteric core, right? So what's the process what's the process of worshiping and praising God? So what does that really mean?
Yeah.
Oh, and before you answer, the reason I had this question is because when I was younger, I thought to myself, well, God doesn't need us to worship him or praise him, right? God doesn't need our money. God doesn't need anything. I felt like God was just an unconditional force of love. So why would God need this from us?
Yeah.
And the answer that you have is...
Yeah, so, I don't know what I said, but let me try again. No pressure. No, but when I think of praise, when I think of worship, I think of, energy. I think of vibration, right? And putting that out into the atmosphere, that which we want to see, that which we want to experience, that which we want to give honor to. Right, so that's part of it, right? This whole idea of focusing our minds on oneness, right? Focusing our minds on our power, God's power, all that is, right? Yes. Everything that is. And then on the other side, I think of it as, us, not being big G God, but little G gods, right? And how do we honor ourselves, How do we praise the little G God within all of us that keeps us going, that sustains us, that is what I call the Holy Spirit, WHOLLY, Spirit. All right, so when I think of praise and worship, I think of love and adoration for God, for the universe, for spirit, for all that is. And then when we come together and unify, all it does is take all of that love and goodness and focus and desire to the next level. Yeah. So that's the two sides of it. That it's energy, it's vibration going out. Literally, that's able to shift, right, the planet and to shift the density of the planet, right? That's why sometimes you catch the spirit because of that unity that's happening, right? That like undeniable presence and essence that can consume a space. Yeah, that can happen. That tends to happen sometimes when you see people, falling out and dancing and there's power in that. There's power in conjuring. There's power in community. There's power in coming together. There's power in universal consciousness and elevation. So that's what praise is for me and worship is for me. It's that sending out of positive energy and vibration and even sound. The power of sound. Come on, so, I have a mentor who helped save my life, Minister Shannon Yvette. And she's had me, on some songs and minister to her congregation. But she always says that heaven is a sound. Heaven is a sound. And so it sure is. Yeah, I think part of my mission in life is to help manifest heaven on earth via sound. Maybe via sound and storytelling. So
it's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same. That's really beautiful. I feel like everyone says music is love, and that's because it really is. Yeah. And love is a vibration of God. So music is God. It's beautiful to hear this description because as I was saying earlier, before we hit record, when I grew up in the church, a lot of this, the way you describe that was not a thing. It was just not the way that I grew up hearing people talk in the church because of church trauma and things like that and having certain experiences. So as I said in one of my previous podcasts, I've returned back to Christ in my own way. And through living as a Christ-conscious person, living the vibration of love and peace and unity, balance, joy, all of those things. It warms my heart to see that in the church now. We're bringing back some of this information in the form that it is, that's easier for people to understand, but also it's very deep. It's so different from, the way it was for me. So I'm happy that change is being made. Inclusiveness is being made.
Well, I mean, having gone to seminary, I'm grateful for Black liberation theology, liberation theology, critical thinking, right? The first time that even inclusive language was introduced to me, God, and not just being he, but he, she. Yes. Then exploring some more in some different churches, New Age thought, and and then God turns into infinite creativity and infinite intelligence, and I'm like, whoa, like this is blowing my mind. So I'm grateful that I took those steps, to read. I guess what cracked me open was this book, God and the Ever-Evolving Universe. And after I read that, it was on.
The author of that book?
I gotta find it.
Yeah.
But making those connections of, a spirituality, right? And what I'm reading in the Bible, or making those real life connections between what I'm seeing happening with people's minds and what the word is saying about people's minds, or I'm reading about Christ and Jesus walk and talk in this earth, and then I'm learning about Christ consciousness, right, and universal oneness, and I'm like, oh my goodness, or then I'm reading, and learning about African religious traditions, right? And I'm like, ooh, I read something like that in the Bible,
Yeah, you're connecting the dots.
Yeah, connecting the dots and recognizing that I could serve as a bridge for my people. And so that's just what I've been doing, what I've been up to. As I said, as a church planter, as a coach, as a community leader, and most recently, I've been an educator in the past, but again, serving as an educator for the youth here in West Atlanta, holding down the babies. Yeah,
that's right. And that actually leads me right into the next question I had. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
We're talking about being in spaces that are healing, and that includes church. And then tying back into what I said earlier about me having church trauma.
Yeah.
And most of my church trauma was around the homophobia that was rampant there. And so how do you think are some of the best ways for people to sort of navigate this church trauma? And, people have it for different reasons, not just that.
Right.
So for someone else, it might be something completely different.
Yeah.
That the trauma is around. So.
Yeah, spiritual and religious trauma is definitely a real thing. And I think it's time for us to face it head on, and just stop playing like it's non-existent. I think that's been a big issue. And I speak from the context of the church. My father was a pastor for about 45 years. And so I know the church, I know it well. But I think that, one, we've got to face it head on. We have got to lean into those folks that have had these experiences but have overcome, right, and have done the work to heal. And so that those folks can serve as, the witnesses of ultimately God's love, right? Yes. Not necessarily the construct or the indoctrination of religion, or the falsehoods or half-truths of religion, but, how do we really lean in and stand on love, right? God's love, that love that never fades, right? That love that all of us, are born with, right? That love that permeates hate, right? That makes folks weak in the knees, right? That love that, is almost like grandma's cooking.
Pie. My grandmother was a pie maker, so I'm going to say my grandmother's pie.
Yeah, it was my grandma's sweet potato pie, right? Like,
same.
How do we find ourselves in spaces that feel like that?
Like home.
Right, where we can bring our full selves, right? Our complete selves, our whole selves, our sexualities, our genders, maybe even our free thoughts, right? Our free thinking, where we can bring all of who we are to spaces. I think that that's necessary in this time as well. I think we've got to lean into the leaders that are already doing this work and been doing this work. And I think we just got to amplify those spaces that are safer, right? That feel good, that welcome people in their totality, right? And we make sure we get the word out about those spaces, because the other spaces are all you hear about all the time. And it's like, no, we actually have spaces that are functioning out of liberation, right? And love and community, right? And restorative justice, and creativity. And so, time to amplify those spaces that are really doing the work and about the people, and coming with the social justice as well, because we need that more than anything right now, I think.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely excited for just the energy of the higher realms being brought here. Heaven being brought to earth. And what are those higher frequencies? Love, acceptance, all of those things that she just mentioned. And so we need to push past the dogma. We need to push past the antiquated mindsets that separate us. Yeah. How about that? Can we try that? Like, we're doing it. So,
and if I could share, I got some goodness coming. That's medicine for the people. Yes. That I think will continue us on the journey of more love and more wholeness, more coming together at this crucial time. So my new album, Black and Open Hearted, is coming, as well as my new book of poetry, my second book of poetry, Waves Crashing Against Black Skin. That's all coming in 2026. And so, folks are out here providing the medicine, and we just want to get the goodness to the people.
Yes. Yeah. So check her out. Check out the writing, check out the music, check out the sermons, which are spirit-filled and power-packed, if you want to ask my opinion. If you ever listen to any of her sermons, it's like, boom, like it's the sword of truth with the fire on the tip. That's all I can describe it.
And the relatable, so I came up with this methodology called Holy Hip Hop Hermeneutics when I was in seminary. And so, you'll hear a little hip hop, you'll hear a little spoken word, you'll hear, something you can relate to in the midst of, the supernatural sermons coming forth.
Right. And so I want to share a little bit before we close. Another download that you had shared with me was that you want to just spread a little bit of word about the topic of endurance or enduring.
Yeah. I've just been through so much. I've experienced so much as a kidney transplant survivor that is in need of a kidney now. And in the word it says, the race is not given to the swift, but those that endure to the end. And so, yeah, I'm in my endurance, season where I am calling on the love of community and those that maybe want to step forward to see if they might be a match for me in terms of, getting a new power pack, as I call it, a new kidney, to keep thriving and
keep on shining your light.
Exactly. Living life and life more abundantly.
Yeah.
While I'm here on the planet. So yeah, definitely enduring. And there was some line on this new show, All's Fair, where they talked about, enduring. And so yeah, just grateful that I'm still here, still alive, and able to just experience, more and more of what this planet has for me.
And I'd like to add to that, from my personal experience about enduring, is that oftentimes we don't really see, we don't know what's ahead, and so we don't know why we have to endure or tolerate situations that happen to us. Always know that you are tapped into the Most High, and there's a plan beyond what you can see. And so we pray for patience, we pray for guidance, especially because let me tell you, when I didn't know what was going to happen next with things in life, praying for that guidance, and I mean every day, waking up, and I would drink a glass of water and light a white candle, and I just would sit in the quiet and just ask Spirit, guide me and to align myself with where I want to be. And I talk about aligning your consciousness with where you want to be, what you want to be doing, and the person you want to become all the time. And I even refer to that as connecting with your future self, your higher self, your future self, and ask, guide me in the steps every day to help me to become you. Right, the future self. So, and to help me to get through what it is I'm going through in life. And the divine will do this for everybody in the way that is meant for them. That's the best way for you to receive this information. Maybe for some people it's through talking to other people. Maybe you get this from a friend, a song, a book, a message that somebody says, a message that somebody sends, So just be open to that guidance every day, and be open to knowing that you do have the creator energy within you. You can tap into that. You can essentially find your way where you want to be at. So the mind, the human mind doesn't always understand what's ahead. But this is where faith and surrender come in.
1,000%.
Yes, and this is where you really want to be at, this place of walking every day. And it's not easy. It's work to get to this consistent level of, even when you have fears and doubts that pop up, because we're human, it's going to happen. But when they pop up, and you consistently hold that vision, and that you don't know how it's going to happen. You don't know when, with whom, where, all of the details. Leave it up to God. Leave it up to the universe to orchestrate all of these things. And not only are you going to feel the sense of peace, you are going to eventually understand through experience, that this is the best way to be. When you have these fears and this doubt, it just hinders you. So let go and let God.
That's it. I have all faith that it's gonna work out, that that right match is coming, or some other miracle is gonna manifest in my body, so that I can live on and live well, live strong. I'm just like, dang, all I've been through, You know, and I still look good. I still got my faculties about me. Yes. I'm grateful. God got it.
Ashe, Aho. I mean, it's already so.
Ashe, that's it.
Yes.
It's already done.
It's already done. So, yeah, I want to thank you guys for joining us on this episode. And, yeah, probably, hopefully more to come with different subjects in the future from YaNi, from Mirakle the Messenger and Medicine Woman Cat. We out here as Earth Angels, spreading the love and the light and the peace and in this message that Christ wanted us to spread. And it is here, you know, inside of all of us to continue on in this good work. So thank you again. You can find the Joyful Experience podcast on Spotify. Also, when I upload it to YouTube and potentially other socials, so check me out there. You can find me as joyful_healer on Instagram and all the platforms and socials. Tell everybody how they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me at YaNi Means Peace on everything. That's also my website, www.yanimeanspeace.com. And yeah, more goodness to come. YaNi with one N.
Peace, everybody. Blessings.